Hello everyone, and thank you so much for dropping by the channel and joining me on this run. Okay, in this video we're going a primitive sexy cave woman mode, playing as Nepheli Loux, that chocolate-covered sexy cave woman. I mean, just look at those toes. It's as if her entire body was dipped in a vat of melted Hershey's milk chocolate. Yum, yum, delicious. She's the hero starting class warrior. What little we know of her is that she is a foster child with serious daddy issues. She also wields a pretty good battle axe. You can summon her to 3 boss fights, and if you complete her questline, she'll reward you with a precious ancient dragon smithing stone. Oh, and she eventually marries this dude. I've made my Nepheli Loux look a whole lot more attractive and sassy looking, a Karen with a big stick. We're going to be sticking to the cave woman look, but I can swap out the headpiece with these cool horns. Makes her look tough and sexy. Look deeply into her eyes. I am in love with my own creation. That look hypnotizes me, in a good way. And this cool, glowing Christmas tree hat. The shaman mushroom crown is cool, as are any effect-inducing helms. Now, sticking to the cave woman theme, we'll be using only primitive tools and weapons. These are weapons made of stone, wood, and animal bones, mostly clubs. The spiked club, the stone club, my favorite, the large club, the great horn hammer, the curved great club, the troll hammer, the great club, the dragon great claw, the giant crusher, the ruins great sword, the ant spur rapier, the trusty claimant's harpoon, the iconic fingerprint stone shield, the deadly spiked wooden shield, the overlooked ant's skull plate great shield, and the great turtle shell. Now, the only downside of this cave woman build is that these awesome weapons require smithing stones to upgrade. That means a lot of running around finding stones and bell bearings. That translates into nearly 129,000 runes just to buy the enough stones to upgrade these weapons to plus 24. And that's just for the stones, thousands more to pay the blacksmith to upgrade them. So yeah, it's gonna cost you to get your hands on these weapons made of sticks and stones. I'll be using these 4 ashes of war, because as we all know, the key to power is to speak softly and carry a big stick. We'll also be using the claw mark seal and the bestial incantations to throw colossal magical boulders with the amazing stone of Gorank, which is totally overpowered. We'll also be casting pestilential swarms of blood-sucking flies, breathing out putrid, corrosive, rot toxins, and hurling exploding, searing hot volcano pots. I tell you, you don't want to mess with these primitive people, and since our armor is shit, we're going to have to buff and supplement our defenses with crab and turtle soup, as well as these handy talisman. I just happen to find these the most useful, but you can use whatever you find works best for your cave woman build. And for the super juice physiques, I find these the best to boost my armor to the maximum level, and we're going to need it as we get up close and personal with our hideous enemies. Now, I'm a big fan of spirit ashes, and we'll use the mimic and these nature-based spirits, like dogs, birds, skeletons, and lobos. Alright then, so without further ado, let's get this cave woman show on the road. Actually, I'm a bit excited about this whole cave woman run. Nepheli reminds me of Raquel Welch in that 1966 movie 1 Million Years BC. Of course, Nepheli isn't anywhere near as hot as Raquel was, but you know, they're both like cave woman and all that. Anyway, I'll have to come back for this scorpion monster because, see, this boss is necessary to complete Nepheli's questline. Okay, now true to the cave woman form, this build is going to require a great deal of hunting and gathering. And first thing on our list is the larger club, or the Louisville Slugger, as I like to call it. What's a cave woman without her club, right? So we go over here, we can get it right away without delay, don't have to beat no boss or anything, just lying right there in the open, ready for the taking. Then we put on the Crag Blade Ash of War, which is found right here by killing a scarab. These 2 items alone can beat the game. Upgrade this baby right away, and here's what you can do with it. Taking on this tree avatar for its precious crystal tier is no sweat with my trained lobos, and the big stick with the Crackblade skill, it packs a wallop and it's so much fun to use. You're like Babe Ruth or Al Capone in this fantastically crazy and violent world. Just look at what the big stick does to our troll body here. Total destruction. Whack! I mean, it feels so frigging satisfying. I mean, like you're just bashing these things head in like a mafia boss, you know? And who doesn't like that feeling, right? Breaking people's kneecaps is simply a classic gangster move. And in order to get our hands on that awesome rock incantation, we're going to have to eliminate 3 of these half-witted, rowboating old man ghosts, which is easy enough. and then find 3 more death roots in caves and dungeons, all of which can be done before reaching the mountaintop of the giants. With the clay mark seal, this incantation is stupid strong. Now, I'm using the Great Club for this first boss, which you can find here without too much trouble. It's one of the largest clubs in the game, but it's not really my favorite. Looks a little too cartoony for my tastes. So I'll just upgrade it a bit to show it off. But it's just a really big and heavy club that takes a while to swing but hits pretty hard and has a very long reach. It's got a nice AoE, holy attack, that releases several balls of holy power that continue to hit after the showy explosion is over. Got a nice stagger from Rogier and his magic tricks, now to finish him off. And that's that. I thought this big stick would be my favorite, but nah, it's only so-so. The large club is by far better, lighter and faster and easier to swing. Okay, now we get to meet our doppelganger and just look at us, we look simply fabulous. I am big fan of using spirit ashes because, hey, why not, right? We all get by with a little help from our friends. I do little dance before big fight like Muhammad Ali. I'm sticking to my big stick diplomacy while she's going to use her big axe. But to me, the axe is not really a primitive tool, as it's made of metal and that would require blacksmithing and knowledge of metallurgy, something cave people simply had no knowledge of. I guess she's some sort of advanced cave woman, but I let this slide as we have a fun with this windy boss. I love that scream. The cave girl staggers him while I teach him some manners with the club. This is the first boss you can summon Nepheli to, and you can get her spirit ashes if you give her some poison later on in the game. I've poisoned her once or twice before, but I don't care for it. She's way too valuable to kill off. 3 boss fights, and an ancient dragon smithing stone is better deal than her axe and spirit ashes if you kill her. But that's just me. Anyway, I sneak attack kill him and so much for the old man. I tried to talk to her, you know, say thank you, but she just ignores me. Very antisocial. But I get it, she's just a spirit. Adios my amiga, I see you again later in the game. Next, I move on to my next club, the Stone Club. This is an excellent club, but getting it may take a while. It took me about an hour after I was strong enough to kill this guy before he dropped it. He could drop it on your first try, but not likely. Is it worth it? Well, take a look. It's fast and furious and it beats the hell out of things. Like this perfume lady, look at her drop. And this lion misbegotten creature, skull-crushing blows while my skeleton friends box him in. It only weighs 7 pounds, but it seems to me a club made of stone should weigh more like 50 pounds. Now I will unleash my 3 mighty lobos. Look at them. I wonder if they have names. I want to test these volcano pots on the Golden Boy. These are excellent cave people weapons, harnessing the power of lava to spit fire on anything they hit. And they explode more than once to do serious damage, as my faithful lobos nip at his heels, slowly bleeding him to death. If I had more of these on me, I'm pretty sure they could do the job all on their own. I also went out of my way to obtain the Lion's Claw Ash of War from that crazy lion beast, attached to the large club. It unleashes a devastating attack that is fun to use and looks awesome in action. 2 or 3 L2s and it brings about an instant stagger, now to finish him off. And look at that, all 3 of my faithful wolf buddies survived the big fight. Good boys. Later on, I will sneak into DLC just to get its big brother, Savage Lion's Claw, which delivers even more punishment, and an even cooler flying flip move that's totally dope. The stagger potential with this club and Ash of War is super high. 2 or 3 will almost always bring whatever it hits to its knees. Highly satisfying. The danger is that you will feel so invincible you're bound to get a bit greedy. But hell, why not? When you carry a stick this powerful, I never want to stop flipping around crushing skulls. See, I am greedy here. I know he's going to explode, but just one more hit. See what I mean? But it's okay. Look at the distance I close with this little strike. Just amazing. With a better armor set, the large club with Lion's Claw is a demolition machine. For this fight I bring the Clayman's Harpoon with the Ice Spear Ash of War. I love this simple caveman weapon. The tip is made from a meteorite shard with magical properties. 3 L2s typically stagger any enemy. And now to get perhaps the most primitive caveman tool, the stone shield. What's a cave woman without her stone shield, right? And with her skimpy armor, we'll need as much protection as possible. It's a long, brutal slog to get here and all the way down to where it is, but I just have to have it to complete the whole cave woman motif. Bravo, now that's what I'm talking about. I poison and bleed the big misbegotten for his powerful great sword to boost all my stats by 5. For the fire giant, I'll use the harpoon and then slowly bleed him to death with the swarm of flies to finish him off. It's a slow but safe strategy, and the little lady has to take care not to overextend herself with the big boys. The fire giant is one of From Software's cruelest bosses. It's the midpoint of the game, and it's such a hard fight that this is where your mettle is tested as a gamer. This creature can kill you in so many ways. The fire, the balls of fire, the flaming hands, it's just a torture for many players. Even a seasoned veterans like me, I hate this fight. Sometimes I kill him on first try, sometimes it's very bad. But our little lady here has patience and gumption, you might say. Nice eye stab there. And then she'll just let the flies suck all his blood out of his body. Nice job, flies. No, I go on to Mogwin to get into the DLC to grab a few things to supercharge my girlfriend. For him, I'll use the curved great club to pound him into submission. But first, I slowly drain him of his precious lifeblood with the swarm of flies as the mimic slowly works him over. By the time I get my first licks in, he's almost at half health and doing his Nihil routine. Do my little dance and get all lion's claw on him. 1, 2, L2s, and there's the stagger. The mimic gets her licks in, that's what friends are for. She's almost done, so I better get in there. The club closes the distance and he's finished. Nice fight. All that fire and brimstone, I just love this game. Look at my sexy cave woman all covered in her enemy's blood. Now we go get Savage Lion's Claw to complete this build. You don't have to fight anything or even talk to anyone to just ride on up and pick this baby right up from the ground. How nice that someone just left this thing here waiting for someone like me to find it. Okay, now on to the fantastic duo fight. This time, I won't just beat them to death with my club while they sleep on the job. To make it interesting, I call in Bernal the Recusant and the Mimic Cave Woman, and we'll just make this a good old-fashioned gang-style rumble. I'm going to spam the shit out of the Ice Spear Harpoon and let the team do their thing. It's just too much for the duo, and now I can upgrade all my caveman weapons to +24 and finish off the remaining 4 bosses. I'm finally strong enough to use the Bone Crusher. With the Savage Lion's Claw Ash, you're just a spinning ton of bricks falling on the heads of whatever is in front of you. Of course, just 1 Bone Crusher can do the job, but 2 Bone Crushers, that's just too much for any beast to handle. Okay, step back, move in, L2, hit, stagger, and crush his bones. It's ideal to kill this guy immediately at this point. If he gets away, it's just going to be very hard to overcome all his hopping and jumping around. And that's all she wrote for Maliketh. So nice to get this over with, cause now we're going to annihilate that know-it-all who secretly wants to be the new Elden Lord himself. Hey, I can't blame him, every tarnished aspires to the job. Now, this strategy is very effective if you want to kill this man on your first try. You definitely don't want to die to this man. This is your best opportunity to finish him off fast. Call in your skeleton, great shield warriors, these guys are incredible. They'll box him in, keep him occupied, while you spam whatever skill is going to finish him off fast. He slips away here, but my guys are on the case, and it's simply a case of icing him out of existence and sending him to sleep with the fishes. But sorry, old man, it takes a strong woman like me for the top job in this world. Adios, compadre. I have even bigger fish to fry.
A man cannot kill a god.
Perhaps no man can kill a god, but a cave woman with a magical ice spear harpoon, well, she just might. Before I take on next boss, I must complete Nepheli's questline by killing that first boss at the beginning of the game. Come full circle. He's just a little pussycat now. I'm so strong and fearless, I can actually no-hit him this time around. And then it's on to get the Stormhawk for her. And the Stormhawk for me. This hawk is actually a very good spirit, Ash. You should give her a spin sometime. We give her the Stormhawk and she grows nostalgic about her youth. She rambles on about not being able to see ghosts. I mean, that's okay, I can't see them either, but it moves her quest line. And the next thing, I'm lusting after her chocolatey toes in her throne room as her husband watches. This is feeling a bit kinky. But she goes on about loyalty and finally hands over the goods. Then the old guard hands over another precious stone. Nepheli's quest line grants 2 big stones if you take it all the way, and now she's also available for the fight with the big stomping boss, who's also one of the Loux family, Warach Loux. They must be related somehow. Anyway, we now have the exciting possibility of having 3 Nepheli Loux in the fight. That's right, your eyes are not deceiving you. There are 3 Nepheli Loux in this area. I have to say, that's pretty awesome. One wields the grafted great sword, one wields the storm axe, and I wield the icy harpoon. What a tag team! Probably the best team in any fight of the game. It's a merciless assault on the giant freak by us 3 little people, cutting, slashing, spearing him as he lashes out blindly at us gals, cave gals, while the 2 of them give him the business end of their sticks. I just stand back and casually rain icy destruction on him. The inevitable stagger and onto his shirtless second phase. And it's just more of the same punishment. I have to say, of all the primitive weapons available for this build, the Clayman's Harpoon is by far the best, followed by the Bone Crusher, the Large Club and the Stone Club. These are by far the best strength build weapons for the full caveman experience, and these rocks are the only incantation you'll need. Alright, we're about done with our boy here. I'm going to finish him off with this shot from behind his back. Lesson here is never turn your back on a cave woman with a Clayman's Harpoon in her hands. Does not end well for you. And there you have the 3 victorious Nepheli Loux heroines posing in victory. Bravo ladies, bravo! Okay, now for last boss in base game, we're going full-on cave woman with 2 giant crushers. It would be easier if I could wear some beefier, tankier armor for this fight, but that would be a no-no for our cave woman build. So we have no choice but brute force and violent, relentless, bone-crushing, savage lion claw attacks until we take the hammer man down with our first stagger and riposte. We waste no time delivering the punishment. So close right there, one more punish after the leap, and the Mimic finishes him off as I get slammed by the Holy Ground slam attack. Thanks, Mimic. So satisfying. Just so much fun to see him collapse in a state of shock. Like, he can't believe we just killed him, okay? Now for Purple Slug Beast. I pepper him with some pest threads. If you're an incantation build, this is one of the most powerful ones in the game, and the beefed up pest threads spears is even better here. I'm just using it to soften him up a bit before I commence with the hammer slamming. We both manage to get up close and personal with the stone hammers and just wail away. For some reason she's not staggering, but that will soon change. She's let off Elden stars, and I'm 1 or 2 L2 away from a stagger. Even with shit high stamina, using this giant stone takes up a lot of it. But here we go, just as Elden stars were about to strike. I just love it. That riposte with this huge rock, that sound it makes, there's nothing more satisfying than doing this to giant creatures that tower over you. I imagine this was what it felt like for those Neanderthals, taking down those mastodons and colossal bears and other wild animals with their spears and stone hammers, way back in the misty mists of our primitive past. When we didn't have guns or atomic bombs to hunt animals with, perhaps that's why this cave woman build felt so natural. Okay, it looks like this beast has like literally 1 point of health with, let's finish him off in style. Okay, he had 1161 points left. Wow, so low, it was almost invisible in the health bar. Anyway, there you have it. I quickly slip on the golden scarab talisman to increase my winnings. And it's 600,000 runes, not too shabby for a fairly easy fight. The cave woman express barrels onto victory. Here are my final stats for your review. Now it's off to my coronation, and there you have it. The cave woman, Karen build that doesn't require heavy armor and relies solely on sticks and stones and primitive weapons to beat the game. You can easily carry this over into the DLC and make it even stronger. There you have it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and thanks for joining me on this primitive adventure with our chocolate toad cave girl. Yum, chocolate toes. Dang, he's watching. How awkward. Go away, Kenneth.